All right, trying to connect to Takwa's Watch Siege Gafash. So if any of you guys out there who watch my videos, now you know where I hang out. Takwa's Watch Siege Gafash. Uh, you know, if you log on, just look for Worm Food. That's the name of the guild I'm in. And there's some truth to the name of that guild, Worm Food, because I've been eaten like 4 times. Hungar makes it, or my brother Haas, he makes it the point of his existence to annoy the worms to the point that they practically try to climb into his house to get him. And my brother Warren, he pisses the worms off so bad that they literally fly out of the ground through the air to kill his ornithopter. Tell you what, sometimes these worms are no joke. So this setting of Dune, while it's not the book, which I absolutely love, is such a good setting to set a role-playing game. If you haven't seen the, you know, go and look at the opening trailer for this. It explains pretty rapidly like what has happened, and it pretty much leaves Arrakis wide open, like the Wild West. The Emperor has there's 3 great houses on Dune, and each great house has, I don't know, half a dozen minor houses that are affiliated with. So that's like 18 minor houses. And then there's multiple types of bandits, from um, the religious fanatics to the communists to whatever. And over all of it is the emperor getting spice and taxes from everybody. And to prevent, everybody from just going all out at each other, he's declared a war of assassins. So you can kill an enemy, but only if the rules of Canley are observed. So if you really want to kill somebody, let's say, your best bet is to somehow manipulate that person into doing something in politics involving your family, and then you can declare Canley. You can call for a vendetta. And okay, there's my guy. Get some clothes on. Looking out in front. Looking out my back door. Yeah, this is my bedroom. I like to read when I'm not, out committing horrendous crimes. In front of my desk, I've got my ink bottles and everything, and of course, my picture of our great Imperial Majesty Shaddam IV, Padishar Emperor of the whole galaxy. And this here is my fiefdom, which I pay taxes on, which means this area around my home and whatever is technically my kingdom. I am the law here, not counting, imperial law, which of course precedes everything. Okay. Okay. So what do we got? 274,000 milliliters. We're working on it. And here is my you might think one day you'll outgrow these little generators here, but you won't. So I just made a room where I can just put a stack of them. And as long as you keep them full of batteries, which is not hard, each one produces a ton of power, you know. So those 10 up there, they're producing enough power really that the wind the wind farms are probably not even necessary, but do it anyway, you know. Let me hop in my go-kart. This reminds it's been a while since I've been out battery harvesting. So that's what we're going to do. Let's go out and battery harvest, which means we're looking for wrecks and ruins and packs of batteries that have just been left laying around. Also, I like, yeah, I like to harvest the plants as much as possible because you end up needing that plant fiber for, all sorts of things. Here, let's see. Ah, take cover. She's like, okay, I'll shoot at you. And I'm like, well, I got a pretty good shield, so let's play this game. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, you get to be dead. And now I'm just going to grab your body. I don't give a shit about the loot. I got to run back now and put the body in the buggy storage because, dragging around a human body, that shit's heavy. You know what I'm saying? And, it's not like my character is a superhuman or anything. I'm just a person, so, and I'm just carrying around things. So, which let's organize my carrying around things real quick. Look at the map, yeah, but let's put the bandages in this blank area. There we go. All right. So, because I have death stills, I've learned the process of making death stills from Fremen Legend and stuff like that. Yeah, for me, while it's still good if you've got like a high capacity desanguinator and blood packs. I mean, you can get in there and just freaking, you know, start draining blood out of people and having it turned into water. And that's a pretty quick way to do things, but the death stills are slower, but they're more effective over time, So I'm a huge fan of the death stills. I can't believe I haven't run into any batteries yet. What you know about being down in the deep? You can call it mental freeze when the people talk too much. Put that shit in slow motion. Yeah, I feel like a gola in the ocean. Yeah, what you know? Anyway, never mind what I said. Yes, I'm a horrible driver. Feel free to point that out. I have never mastered the art of driving any of the wheeled vehicles in this game. Now, can I pilot an ornithopter? You damn well know I can. I can land those things on a needle's head. I can pilot them through canyons and caves and the whole 9 yards. Never have a problem. But these freaking wheeled vehicles, man, it's like either they're not sensitive enough when you want them to turn, or they're too sensitive and then they turn too much. So it's like you're constantly, oh, that's what I'm looking for right there. Constantly trying to correct your turn, you know. So that is a battery pack for those of you who don't know. And I will jump up on my laser turret and break it down. Let's see. 550 batteries out of that. or power cells. That's pretty good. Got some assholes shooting at me though. What are we doing over here? What is even going on? I'm critically wounded. Look at this shit. Boom. I am not liking this at all. Let's get out here before they shoot me out of my buggy. All right. Are they, if they're going to chase me? Yeah, they're still over there being assholes. All right. That's enough. First off, turn my shield on. Secondly, patch up my wounds. And thirdly, I'm going to drop a turret on them and see how they feel about that shit. You know, these guys hanging out over here, I mean, I didn't do nothing to them. So the fact that they decided it was a good minute to, oh man, I hit Z. I didn't mean to hit Z, but that's okay. All right. Here she comes. Yeah. Yeah, guess what I got? I got a submachine gun or something. No, that's a full on machine gun. There's no sub about it. So, okay, now I'm going to steal your grass. See, this thing's got beast mode. It takes it a second to get the rotation going, but once it gets going, man, it's like, it rips through the ammo. Okay, so killed that crazy bitch. One thing I can say about this Doom game, I don't know if they're trying to be like, uh, all freaking egalitarian and stuff, but it's kind of weird because most of the NPCs I end up killing, it seems like they're women. And that's kind of, it's like, mm, you know, it's like, I don't know how I feel about, murdering all these females all the time. I mean, males I don't care about, I'll take them out, no problem, every day. But, when you got women running at you, yelling and carrying on, and maybe this is misogynist for me to say, but it's like, just kind of feels wrong putting a knife through a woman. I mean, especially if it's just a random encounter and you're not paid to do it. It's like, wait, I feel like I should not be um, killing women. But hey, I guess, you know, equal rights means equal lefts too, huh? As they say. But I'm not a fan of it. Not that there's much they can do about it. I mean, somebody who was in charge of the game decided the NPCs would spawn, 50-50 male, female, or whatever. And now it's just what you got to deal with when you're riding around, killing stuff. You got to deal with the fact that, you know, I think I have to go into settings and put it into streamer mode again so that I can get sound. So this game is weird, you know what I mean? Go to settings though. Account is it? Streamer mode enabled? Yeah, it mutes licensed audio and everything. So It's like there's licensed audio in this game. I don't know, but we'll see if the sound comes on at some point. Let's see. You see that? These things are kind of crazy. These Harkonnen buggies. They will climb rocks. I mean, that is a fact. But I love the way you kiss me. I can tell you miss me. I can tell it hits, 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 hits. Not trying to be romantic. I'll hit it from the back just so you don't get attached. I love the way I can tell you miss me. I can tell. Trying to be romantic. I hit it from the back just so you don't get attached. Just for the taste. I'm on your knee. I'm on the case. The heat and with such grace. I said you and I'll let you down. Ooh, doo, doo. Stick around and you'll find out. Doo, doo, doo. And baby, I'm so proud. Baby, I'm so proud of you. Wish that I had sound in my game. That would be cool, 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 cool. I've got it in streamer mode, so it should be working, but it's being a beat at. So I guess, I have to sing poorly to you guys to keep you entertained while I'm, doing my thing here. You like, are you not entertained at my character running around picking vegetables? Well, not vegetables, but hey, I believe I could fly. I believe I can touch the sky. I'm gonna drop a turd in your face, and then I'm gonna watch it just kill you dead. That's right. I'll tell you what, that turret's kind of cheating. Because, I mean, by the time you get up high enough to get that thing to level 3, I've literally cleared whole rooms of enemies, just run in and drop a turret and then run. And then just watch all the skulls pop up because everybody within range of that turret's getting ganked. And so if you're wondering about the turret, you get it from the Mentat trainer. Why the Mentat has a freaking suspensor riding turret that, I don't know. I have no idea what the Mentat is doing with a suspensor mounted gun platform, but that is where you get it. And I grabbed 3 bodies because I have 3 deaths still, so 3 should be enough. I mean, there's no reason to keep dead bodies around. I wouldn't want to accidentally, summon a spirit or a djinn. Because as we all know, the desert, there are djinn in the desert, and whatever you do, don't listen to them. They'll tell you lies and lead you into death, or at least they will lead you into situations where your death is probable. So yes, ignore the djinn. If you hear them call your name, just ignore them. But they're out here. My buggy's smoking because the engine is all jacked up. What? See, that guy made a noise. I heard him. Okay. I need to turn this around. I'm going the wrong way. Oh, but look what I found. Yeah, it's about time for me to replace the engine in this poor thing. I'm gonna have to replace the mining laser too. It's just about, shredded. They said they were gonna slow down how quick, vehicles and stuff degrade, but I feel like if they did, it was by like it's not enough that I notice, you know what I mean? It's like kick on the brakes. There's some more batteries. See those one power generators, they're powered off of power cells, right? But in addition, you use power cells to make, certain other things. It's been a long time since I've been out on a battery run, so I'm not 100% sure if how many batteries I got left, which means a lot of my um, power cells powered, generators may not even be producing the right amount of, because they don't have enough power cells in them. But 2,000 power cells, that should be plenty because each one of those takes about 100. So about 1,000 of them might just immediately be ate up by my generators, but the rest of them, I can say let's you know like the Dukes of Hazard and shit around here. Just a good old boy. I'm driving like Yankees, dude, when they come to Florida. It's so funny. The other day, my wife and I we were going somewhere up in Orlando, and there was literally someone in the wrong lane. They were like heading west in the eastbound lane, and it's like, well, I can hear them fighting, getting ready to interrupt them. H. I'm going to use my cheat method. Boom, there it is. And I just sit here and say, boom, 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 boom. I mean, if I want to help it, I can pull out my machine gun and just spray the area. See, look at that. Oh, she's coming. No, she ain't. And as I said, females, you know, she's an Atreides. Okay, I will take the bandages from her. And just for the hell of it, I'll take her corpse. Maybe I will keep a couple extra corpses laying around. I mean, no, you never know when you're going to need the water, right? So let's hop out and grab that other corpse. And then we'll go to the house and maybe look into building a new engine for my buggy because if I remember correctly, I've repaired this engine so many times that it's getting to the point where it's like you're just beyond repair. So I may as well. All right, this stupid square over here. Boom. Of course, my driving probably doesn't help. This goofy square over here, that's Haas's house. Look at him. Just wonder if those are all foundations he put down just to create a level spot. And that's not how you do it, man. You build it in layers, tiers. So this is Hungar's house. I was like, I don't know. I wish you could build houses for people like they could give you permission and you could just. I'd build him a nice big freaking black pyramid with bridges and walkways and hopefully soon I have enough money. I'll buy the Harkonnen banner and hang it off of my shit. Yeah, that'll be cool. One thing is, even on my server, we're super outnumbered by the Atreides, so we lose the Landsrod stuff a lot. See, I need wheels too. It's telling me, but, 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 even though we lose the Landsrod competitions a lot and we're outnumbered, um, Narconin just look cooler, you know, and there is something to be said for that. You know what I'm saying? And I've even talked to Atreides people and told them, hey, yeah, it's cool. You guys keep beating the shit out of us and winning the Landsrod votes and everything, but you and I both know at the end of the day, the Harkonnen just look cooler. And I've had some of their guild leaders agree with me and say, yeah, it is true. The Harkonnen, everything like the armor and the fortresses and everything, the Harkonnen stuff is just a lot cooler looking. Which is not to say the Atreides stuff is terrible. I mean, it's pretty good. I don't mind the Atreides stuff. I've got some of the Atreides building stuff because I'm a early adopter or whatever it was. So, I've got some of the Atreides decorations and stuff, but this is the part I hate about harvesting is just the running back and forth, you know. That's why I always keep a big safe or medium, looks big to me, nearby the vehicles so that, I don't have to run all upstairs and everything. Because once you put building materials in a safe, then your fabricators can take whatever um, materials they need for whatever you're trying to build. So, okay. Let's see if I can add to the death stills. I can't. All right. So that's the one down. So that'll give me quite a bit of water. It just takes time, but I got time. Not really building anything right now except for repairing my buggy. I do need to repair my buggy because I use it a lot. It is my harvesting go-to. It's got the best storage, and with the high-end cut array on it, I can literally, go out to shul and cut the jasminium crystals. I can, go down in the canyon and get the zenithite crystals or whatever they're called. I can harvest pretty much any kind of metal. So, yeah, there, and it carries so much more weight than the chopper. And the other thing is, if I go out into the radioactive area and I've got my iodine pills and my radiation suit on, I mean, the buggy protects you from a lot of the radiation just for being in the buggy. So, all right. So got three things going. So that'll generate a lot of water. Yeah. So, I mean, in my opinion, for harvesting, the buggy really is kind of top notch. It's good stuff, you know. And I mean, you can build them to be fast and whatever. And if you've hit I mean, you can get pretty aggressive, you know. I've seen people use carryalls to transport the buggies into the deep desert. And if you have a personal missile launcher on you, I mean, you seriously, hide your buggy and just snipe at enemy ornithopters from the rocks. I mean, that won't happen on this server because everyone on this server is kind of cool, you know. They're kind of like, if you don't bother me while I'm out harvesting or whatever, we'll kind of leave you alone too. I mean, there's a couple of big guilds and they'll just give you a warning, you know, they'll say, we're in, I-87 harvesting, uh, stay out of I-7. And as long as you stay out of their area, then, Bob's your scudder, right? You got nothing to worry about. And they don't go out of their way to try to hunt you down. Now there have been some people who thought it would be a good time to go out of their way to, grief people, but it never ends up working out for them. Okay, let's see. So this goes up to Jasmine. Looking at looks like I got plenty. I definitely need this. I need the engine. So let's put that in the build thing. I need the, let's get rid of this. Oh, damn it. Did it make the engine? It didn't. Good. Because let's get the Mark V engine. That's better. And the Mark V PSU. Let's do it up. I mean, if we're gonna, and then treads, I can craft up to 34, but I only need 4, so boom. Let's craft that, and then we'll have to play the game of effing around and trying to see what I'm doing. Sometimes, like messing with power supplies and the engines in the vehicles in this game is a real pain in the neck, right? Now, I don't have the advanced vehicle thing, so I can't build the top tier stuff. But to be brutally honest, if all you're doing is wandering around Haga Basin harvesting shit, you don't really need a tier 6 plus buggy. I mean, you don't need it. I mean, you don't even need a tier 5. I used like a tier 2 for forever, man. And it worked just fine. You know what I mean? Just running around harvesting shit. So, I mean, I've got a maxed out tier 6 sword, but I honestly can't hardly tell the difference when I'm in the middle of a combat with somebody. It's like they don't seem to die any faster, you know what I mean? maybe if I get into a fight out in the deep desert against tougher opponents, I'll notice something, but right now, no. Okie dokie. So use a lot of aluminum, but that should, for me, it's easy because where I live by Pinnacle Station is the area where all the aluminum always spawns. So it's like I can go out and fill that buggy with like 5,000 aluminum, no problem. Not even be a concern, you know what I mean? So now, first thing, the engine, detach. Detach that piece of shit. All right. All right. So the engine Mark IV is detached, and the buggy's getting ready to get a Mark V engine, but I want to remove the power supply thing first. So come on. Where are you? You're in there somewhere. You got to stand like perfect, you know what I mean? In the perfect spot to target the freaking thing. Sometimes you can get it from the roof. So let's hop up there anyway because I got to take the laser thing off. What? Give me a problem getting up there. Oh, is it because of the wing of my? Okay, boom. The wing of the ornithopters of interfering. Damn you, ornithopter. I'll do it from this side. Ornithopter. I love that ornithopter. Never mind. So we're getting rid of the Cutaray, the old Cutaray Mark V, because that thing is just about dead. Okay, invalid target. And now we need to figure out how to target the power supply and not the buggy storage. Though, if I get desperate, I could remove the buggy storage and then remove the power supply, you know. If I have to, I'll take this whole damn thing apart. Also, the wheels gotta come off because it's getting all brand new wheels on this bad boy. That's right, putting some Twinkie Deuces on this thing. When I cruise around the neighborhood, people are gonna be like, "What the hell?" Right? There we go. We got it. They're gonna be like, "Look at this guy. He's a pimp cruising around on his Twinkie Deuces." All right. There's a lot of different color schemes I can choose for my vehicle too. I just went with the standard, Harkonnen black and red, but I can do other colors too. All right. Well, I love that guy. Samson. Samson is freaking fire. He's probably one of the best rappers of all time. And I don't think he gets near the credit that he deserves, that guy. He's got one called Donut Fryer, and it's just straight fire. Boom, boom. See? So now I'm just adding the modules, which is for some reason adding the modules is super easy. You know what I mean? It's like you just take the ones that are, totally full health wise and click a button and they're on, you know. You don't have to do the whole waiting to disconnect them, or I don't know why they did it that way, but they did it. where it takes a bunch of time to disconnect the thing, but so now we'll throw a engine in this bad boy, a souped up Tier 5 Dukes of Hazzard engine. Come on. Where is it? Where where's the engine at? Hmm? We want to put an engine in. Oh, there it went. Okay. And also the power plant. Okay. Now you see I've got a bunch of beat up shit here, right? That's all just about to fall apart, but I've got something for that. Like, our pyramid is big right here. The recycler. So buggy cut array. See, I'm gonna get all this stuff back. Boom. Buggy treads. Get some Cervex back. Awesome. All right. Engine. Look at that. Some spice infused aluminum dust. Man, getting a lot of stuff out of that engine. So, um, okay. BS, whatever. And then double check my inventory and it looks like it's all good. So, this area in here, my meeting room where I would throw parties and stuff. I need to put tables and chairs down. And then this is my personal stash, where I, like I said, my bedroom and all. But we need some spice, guys. That is what we need. I want to be able to make an advanced garment machine so I can make better armor. And I can't do it without like another 30 spice, which means 3,000 spice sand. Hmm. Is that thing still smoking? Better not be still smoking. Okay. Dumbass thing was like, I'm going to still smoke because I'm an idiot. Boom, boom, boom. I mean, no machines that think like men. That's like a big thing, right? No machine that has the image of a man and, brain or whatever. So let's zip out of here. All right. My wings are a little beat up because I got caught in a sandstorm, but they're still really good. So, you know, everything's still very repairable. Then fly way high up, get some altitude. Yeah. And then go into vulture mode. And, just kind of cruise around, looking, seeing what we can see. If we see any purple spots on the ground down there, we might have to land and have a peek. Or as my Canadian friend Skid used to say, land and take a boo at it. He is from Calgary though, so I don't know. He might have been a weird Canadian. Tell you what, he sure hated Asians for some reason. But I still miss him. I hung out with that guy like 8 hours a day. Him and I and my buddy Marcus just, you know, playing Dark Age of Camelot, messing around, bullshitting, cracking jokes, pissing people off. I was what they called the Zerg Guild on my server because I had almost 200 players in the guild, and a lot of the other guilds didn't really respect us that much. But anytime there'd be a battle, we would just freaking I'd just put the message out in Alliance, and next thing you know, you'd have like 50 or 60 of my guildies just showing up. You know what I mean? And that was weird. The other guilds would get a little pissy about it because, I don't know why actually. They just didn't like us. Uh-oh, I'm in the radiation. Need to get out of that. Flower sand, I mean, to be fair, I could use some flower sand. I mean, but I'm on a mission here. So we're going to go up and look around. Now there's a lot more spice in the deep desert, but it's further away. And, it just really depends, you know what I mean? On whether people are going to be cool or not. Because, sometimes they're not. And they shoot your ornithopter with a missile launcher or something, right? But if you pay attention in Haga Basin, there's spice flows here too. I mean, they're not gigantic or anything, but there's been days when I've done a patrol like this and I found like four of them. And when you add it all together, then everything counts in large amounts, as Depeche Mode would say. Dun, dun, dun. Now I gotta. Yeah. Somewhere around here, one of my brother's houses is Chome mercenaries looking for people to harass. When I used to live in this neighborhood, I would go out of my way to get seen by the Chome guys, and they send like four mercenaries down to kill you. But I'd kill them and then throw them in death stills or whatever. But then I decided to move up north and be closer to, you know, the top three resources that matter to me. It's kind of a light sandstorm going on here. You notice that? Oh, it's kind of foggy out here. When routine bites hard and ambitions are low. Mhm. All right. Mm. Love will tear us apart again. Love, love will tear us apart. Yeah. Why is the bedroom so cold? You turn away on your side. Is my timing that flawed? I forget the next verse, honestly. See, the thing is, when you're in vulture mode, I mean, you save a lot of fuel and everything, but you haven't got a lot of control. So that's why I turned this on. Yeah, I like to come down here with my ornithopter and scout around these caves for Eurythium crystals. You see the purple glow? That's like Eurythium crystals or whatever. And you use those to make, a lot of things you need to. It's funny how my wings aren't. It's like, what's going on, man? That's a bug. It's gotta be. But yeah, so you come down here and just jump out with a man portable cut array and fill your chopper up, and then all right. Those caverns also, if you're in this area and you get caught out, you can hide in the caverns to avoid storms, which is a very good idea. Nope, let's not run into a cliff. Yeah. Mm, here in 8 hours. Come on, man. I'll be asleep by then. I'll be asleep way before that. Boom. No, you need to be actually inside, otherwise the wind will tear you apart. All right. Fold the wings up. Good. Jump off of it with my suspensor. So we found nothing. That was a complete waste of time, other than finding all the batteries. And that's a good thing because I can run over here to my fiefdom um, control thing, hit the E, and I can hit the Y button, boom, and it will refuel all of my generators. I'm due for taxes, 12 grand. I have 13 days to pay, and we're generating some water. You can see it going up slowly but surely. So this just lets me know what I've got and how much I can have. You can also rename your base, but I don't know if anybody slot usage. All right. So that's probably about enough of this, really, right? I mean, you've got to watch me ride around and gather up some batteries and then fly around and completely fail at finding anything. So what I'll do is I'll put my sword up and I'll have a seat on the chone couch. And, you know, here in a little bit, I can go into my bedroom and climb into my comfy bed and thank the Emperor and the Baron for another wonderful day. And with that, I guess I'm going to end this. It's another great day and another great victory because no one can beat me. All right. Let's see. So let's end it and hit